Music lovers of Reddit, what one music statement will offend as many people as possible? Does anyone even hear the bassist? Most people's taste in music isn't as advanced as mine. Nirvana sure makes a good t-shirt. I just wish I could find more of that clothing line. Modern country music is hip hop for people who are afraid of black people. Steve Earle. There is only one type of music, and that is Gregorian chanting. The rest of you have no idea what real music is. This is embarrassing for me but completely true. It took me until about 6th or 7th grade to realize that Weird Al did not write Bohemian Rhapsody. I teach a class of high schoolers, and yesterday, Kicks at My Heart by Motley Crue was playing over the radio. Someone said, "Can we skip this? I don't like Screamo." Radiohead is mediocre at best. Kurt Cobain did it to himself. Smoke on the Water is my favorite Hendrix song. Post-avant jazzcore is better than progressive dream funk. Music sucks. Cool people only listen to high-pitched sine waves. Can you stop that headbanging music? It's the spirit of radio by Rush. Any genre with more than 2 or 3 words to its name, or the need to add core to an existing genre is garbage. Kendrick Lamar's Damn was a 7. Blur is a better Britpop band than Oasis. Bohemian Rhapsody is an overrated piece of it. Yoko Ono was my favorite member of the Beatles. Oh my god dude, I love Slayer. To any metal a given metalhead is listening to. Pop punk isn't as rebellious or anti-establishment as you think. I would go as far to say that it isn't even that good. The opinion that seems to always get the biggest reaction is saying the Beastie Boys are terrible. Say the Beatles suck and you being the cool guy that doesn't like the popular old band. Say Radiohead is terrible and you just don't understand it or something along those lines. But duck people seem to really hate hearing the idea of not liking the Beastie Boys. Vinyl doesn't sound better. When it comes to bass players, I think Yako is kind of overrated. Metal isn't music, it's just guys angrily screaming into microphones over some guitar and drums. Jim Morrison was overrated and his poetry was nothing more than the drunk ramblings of an alcoholic. Lots of people seem to like Coldplay. I can't stand them. Everything that's pretentious and cringy about the middle class. Take your wine and cheese and your Coldplay albums and duck off back to Islington. Beyoncé is not some ingenious performer who weaves intricate political messages into her songs to promote revolution. She's here to capitalize on her fans' gullibility and their attempt at deification is obscene. She just has a distinctive voice and she's prospering due to her sycophants. The only power of the people she is advocating for is her and her husband's increased wealth. Choose one. If you like a music entertainer personality with a MV that has more than 10 mil views on YouTube, then she is likely garbage and you should feel bad. If you like a music entertainer who was chosen to sing the national anthem at any given point in their career, then she is likely garbage and you should feel bad. If you listened to Shape of You and or Despacito and felt any inkling of pleasure or happiness, then you should reevaluate your taste in music and feel bad. That should do it. Limp Bizkit did more for music than any other artist. Just because it's complex doesn't mean it's good. Queen. Modern stadium country beats sold it like Johnny Cash any day of the week. Prog rock is extremely pretentious music made exclusively for nerdy white guys. Weezer's only good albums are Make Believe and Raditude. I made myself mad typing that. Mumford & Sons is our generation's Eagles. Our wedding DJ said this, and while it broke my heart, he isn't wrong. I saw a guy wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt, total straight face. I asked him if they were a disco band. He almost passed out. Metal is just screaming guys. Street Anger is really Metallica's best album. Dave Grohl can sing, play the drums, and the guitar, badly. Elvis is just Chuck Berry for people that are afraid of black people. U2 is ruined by Bono's self-righteous shtick. Can't stand him or their music. Electronic music is harder to successfully make than music with real instruments. This one will make Reddit blow a gasket. Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence is just as good, if not better, than the original. Nickelback is the GOAT. Kidz Bop is the pinnacle of musicianship. U2 and the Chili Peppers have not made anything decent since the early 90s. Kraftwerk deserves to be in the Randa Hall of Fame before half the people already in. There has been more than enough music made involving people singing and playing guitars. Video game hosts are not real music. Somebody had the gall to say that to my face. He was lucky I know how to restrain myself. I'm having a difficult time telling if these comments are actual people's opinions or are just trying to make me irrationally angry. Biggest are the Beatles of this generation. I respect Nirvana but I don't like the music. Ice Baby is better than Under Pressure. We play both kinds of music, country and western. I don't like Nirvana, I prefer My Chemical Romance. Musicians are the most egotistical people on earth. Music ends with Mahler's death in the early 1900s. I hate music. Music sucks. Green Day's best album is Warning. One Direction is the future of rock. Boy bands and other engineered pop music isn't bad. It's fun, it's accessible, and it makes people happy. Nobody cares if you hate rap, metal, or pop. It doesn't matter if thousands and thousands of screaming, raving tweenaboppers love Bieber or 1D. Music is an art form. It is meant to be enjoyed. Let it go. Rock is dead. Teenagers now see rock music the way my generation saw big band. They're not necessarily opposed to it, but it's the music from their grandparents' generation. As a genre it's completely irrelevant now. As you age, you realize that all pop music, including the artier branches, are endlessly recycled versions of earlier hits. The same bass lines and riffs keep coming up. The same old production tricks keep coming up too. And you also realize that pop stars are chosen for their looks, not their singing or writing abilities. You're welcome. Live. Captain Obvious. I listen to screamo music. Points to collection of heavy metal albums. Beyond Registered Sign is extremely overrated. There. I dared to say it. Adele's 25 rightfully won the top awards at the Grammys instead of Lemonade. Dave Grohl Foo Fighters suck. His best is worse than Cobain's worst effort contribution. He's lucky to have been linked to Kurt or he would have no career. Oasis sucks. But I know you've only heard Wonderwall, Champagne Supernova, and Don't Look Back in Anger. Don't give an excellent restaurant a bad review because you chose to go eat the ducking chicken nuggets.